Let's get started. Create a new composition. Go to Composition, click New. Rename it Final. For this I'm using HD composition. Frame per second is 25 and duration of this composition is 5 seconds. Click OK. Now create a new background. Right-click, New and click Solid. Rename it to BG. Choose the HGB color to 258, 17 and 39. Click OK to add the BG layer. Now create a shape layer to this timeline. Add eclipse to this layer. And add a fill to this eclipse. Change the color of eclipse to light yellow or use HGB color. That is 46, 51 and 95. Perfect. Press S on this layer to scale it. Change the value to 0. Press the stopwatch next to scale and add a keyframe. Now move the timeline to 1 second and change the value to 616. Select both keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Duplicate this layer by pressing Ctrl D. Move the timeline to 3 frames and move this layer. Go to Track Matte and select Alpha Inverted Matte for Shape Layer 1. Now press S on Shape Layer 2 and change the value of End Keyframe to 620. Go to Effects and Presets and add a Dial Wipe effect to Shape Layer 1. Click Stopwatch next to Transition Completion and change the value to 100. Go to 1 seconds and change the value to 0. Now again click Stopwatch next to Start Angle and change the value to 153. Move it to 1 seconds and change its value to 0. Select all the keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Select both layers and pre-compose and rename it Circles 1. Duplicate this layer. Move the timeline to 4 frames and move this layer forward. Right-click and create a new shape layer. Add eclipse to this layer and fill the layer with light pink color or use HGB 0,41,84. Press S to open Scale Properties. Click the stopwatch to add the keyframes. Change the value to 0. Move the timeline little bit and now change the value to 250. Select both keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Adjust the layer accordingly. Duplicate this layer and delete Fill property. Add a Stroke property to this shape. Change Stroke Width to 13. Move this layer below the other shape layer. Move this layer a little bit. Click Stopwatch next to Stroke Width. Press U on this layer. Now remove the keyframe from Scale property. Change its value to 108. Now again a keyframe to it, by pressing Stopwatch. Move to few frames and change the scale value to 450. And change the value of Stroke Width to 0. Select all keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Adjust the keyframes accordingly. Change the stroke color for Shape Layer 2 to HGB 152, 12, 95. Create a new shape layer. Add eclipse to it. And also add a stroke to it. Change the stroke width to 3. Link this layer to Shape Layer 1. Change the size of eclipse to 37. Now move this layer equal to Shape Layer 1. Now add a trim path to this layer. Click Stopwatch next to Start and End. And change the end value to 0. Move the frames to 32 frames and change the value of start and end to 100. Select both keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Move the keyframes of start property forward. Change the value of stroke width to 0.2. Duplicate this layer. And change the scale value to 180 for shape layer 3. Move the shape layer 3 little forward. Again, create a new shape layer. Add a polystar shape. Now add a fill property to this shape. Change the color to dark red. Now open the polystar shape. Click the stopwatch next to points, rotation, outer roundness. Change the value of rotation to 120, and 61 for outer roundness. Move the timeline to 32 frames. Change the value of points to 9, rotation to 0, and outer roundness to 0. Select all keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Click stopwatch next to scale. And change its value to 0. Move the timeline to 29 frames and change its value to 70. Press F9 for easy ease. Select all the shapes layer and pre-compose it to shapes 1. And pre-compose circles layer to circles. Now create a new shape layer. Add a rectangle to it. Add a fill color to it. Scale this rectangle to this composition. Duplicate this layer and reset its properties. Select Alpha Inverted Track Matte in Shape Layer 1. Move both layer to 25 frames. Press R for rotation for Shape Layer 2. Change its value to 45. Press S on this layer. Click Stopwatch next to Scale. Move Timeline to 50 frames. Change its value to 0. Move to first keyframe, and change its value to 1575. Select both keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Adjust these layers as per your need. Select both layers and press Ctrl D to duplicate. Move the duplicate layers to 4 frames forward. Select Shape Layer 3 and change its color. Do this process again. Select all these layers and pre-compose it. Rename it to rectangles. Now create a new shape layer. Add ellipse. Move it 41 frames. Add a stroke property to it. Change its stroke width to 10. Click stopwatch next to stroke width. And stopwatch next to scale. Press U to open keyframes. Move the timeline to 50 frames. Change stroke width to 0 and scale it up to 250. Change the value of scale to 0 in first keyframe. Select all keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Adjust the first keyframes as per your need. Duplicate this layer and move the new layer to 47 frames. Change the ellipse size to 67. And adjust the layer accordingly. Now add a new shape layer at 44 frames. Add a polystar. Fill it with white color. Add an empty group and move the shape and fill property to this group. Change in our radius for polystar to 21. Now add another empty group. Add ellipse shape to it. And fill it with any color. Now add a merge path to this layer. Hide the stroke property. And open merge path. And change mode to subtract. Go to Group 1 and to Transform. Click Stopwatch next to Scale. Group 2, Ellipse and click the stopwatch next to Size. And also in a radius for polystar shape in Group 1. Press U to open all the keyframes added. Move the timeline to 53 frames. Change in our radius to 0. Size to 272. Scale to 100 for second keyframe and 95 for first keyframe. Select all the keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Adjust this layer as per your need. Now move to 47 frames. And add a new shape layer. Add ellipse to it. Fill it with color. Use HGB 0, 0, 50. Press S to open scale. Change its value to 0. Move the timeline to 3 seconds. And change its value to 450. Select all the keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Adjust this layer accordingly. Duplicate this layer. Change its color. Press S to open scale and change its value to 420 for second keyframe. Select all these layers and pre-compose it and rename it to Shapes 2. Now we have to add text to it. Add the text accordingly. Align the text to the middle of the circle and change its color. Add a drop shadow to this layer. Change its opacity to 20. And distance to 4. And size to 0. Add another alphabet S with white color. Align it with the other S. Press P for position and click stopwatch next to position. Move its position down. Move the timeline to 3 seconds and move this alphabet up to exact position. Select all the keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. Press Alt button and click the stopwatch next to position to add a script. Copy the script, which is given below in the description. It will give some bounce effect to the alphabet. Follow the same procedure for all the letters. Once created will look like this. Now select all the alphabets and pre-compose and rename it to characters. Now change the colors to original text. Hide the original text layer. Now move the timeline to 2 frames and move the other alphabets. Follow for all the alphabets. Now check your animation. Now add another shape layer to it. Use pen tool to create a line. Change its stroke color. Now add a trim path to it. Now click stopwatch next to end and change its value to 0. Move the timer line till all the characters are visible. Now change its value to 100. Duplicate this layer and press S to open scale. Changes its value to -100. You can add as many shape to this animation. At the end, I have add 3 stars. But you can add circles, rectangles, etc. That is folks for today. I hope you like my video. If you like the video, please click the like button. If you are new to this